Hello and welcome, my brilliantly shining leaves. Well, only 12 like that days more to go until Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Pokemon Shining Pearl are released. I am very hyped. They really look astonishing. And with this, I declare this month to the BDSP November. I will do one video each week this month that has something to do with BDSP, starting with this one. So, let's have a look at all the questions, or at least some of them, that are still open, starting with, obviously, the first one. So, what about the fairy type? The trailers told us these remakes will be very faithful to the original. How faithful that will be, we do not know yet. One thing the originals did not have was the fairy type, which was added in Pokemon X and Y, Gen 6. It was, however, included in the Ruby and Sapphire remakes, so the chances that it is in this game are relatively high, I would say. Two Pokemon that were introduced in Gen 4 actually became the fairy type retroactively, them being Mime Jr. and Togekiss. The latter will also be part of my team. And we do have a lot of Pokemon from Gen 1 to 3 that also became fairy types that might appear in these games, especially with all the underground stuff. Also, fairy would be pretty useful against Cynthia. But is this actually really a question? Because look at what I found in one of those trailers. Charm, back then, was a normal type move. But this symbol does not look like a normal type. That is definitely the symbol for the fairy type. So I would say fairy is confirmed. Will the Pokemon you encounter on each route be different? We cannot know this for sure yet, but here's a little scene I found. On the official BDSP page, it says that HMs will summon wild Pokemon to use the move instead of you having to teach those to your own Pokemon. Which is really handy, and I love that change. Now, you probably would interpret that as wild Pokemon that are from the surroundings of where you are. At least if possible, of course. But the thing with Staraptor is, you cannot catch this one in any of the games in the wild. You can only get it by trading or evolution. So might there be wild Staraptors here in this remake? If that is the case, that definitely shows us that the encounters are different from the originals. No matter if you take Diamond or Pearl or Platinum. Also, Bibarel as well is not catchable at Mount Coronet, which adds to that theory. But it could, of course, just be summoning some random Pokemon from somewhere at all that just uses the move, not one you find in the surroundings. Could also be the case, so we don't know yet, but it might be. We will see. Will there be any Pokemon from after Gen 4? There really isn't much indication in this case. Nothing shown in the trailers has post-Gen 4 Pokemon in them. The only little indicator we could find was the step counter in this scene. But I think that is just a number without any meaning. However, if it does have some meaning, well, Gen 4 had 493 Pokemon. Pokemon number 494 would be Victini, and 495 would be Snivy. But I don't think this has anything to say. There's no meaning, it's just the step counter randomly at some number, which coincidentally could be interpreted as this. That said, if we get new Pokemon, there could be 3 ways of doing it. First off, it could just be post-game and we weren't shown post-game stuff as of now. Second one, we were told that depending on which statues and stuff you put in your secret base determines what kind of Pokemon you can encounter underground. So maybe there are some combos you can use to get newer Pokemon, which we just weren't shown. Could always be the possibility. Or DLC. You see, there has to be some kind of reason that Pokemon Home compatibility will be added in February of next year instead of immediately. Maybe they will release a DLC at that time for Pokemon BDSP that also adds the newer Pokemon. I think this is very unlikely unless it is a free DLC, because around the same time is the release date of Pokemon Legends Arceus, and that would be bad marketing and they would not do it like that. If it's not a free DLC, that might even be somehow connected to Legends Arceus. Again, we will have to wait and see. Will the Distortion World be in BDSP? I believe this to be highly likely. First off, the other remakes had stuff from the 3rd edition as well. Now you might think that Fire Red and Leaf Green are an exception here, but that is actually a misconception. Because Pokemon Yellow is not the 3rd edition to Green and Red. That would be Blue, which had a few adjustments to make the game better. It wasn't really much and didn't add that much as other 3rd editions did, but it is actually the case here. Yellow is just a special edition. The misconception comes from the way the games were released in the West. We did not get Green. We only did get Red and Blue, and later on Yellow. So you could think it's the 3rd edition. But originally it is not. It's kind of a 4th edition. It's more like Pokemon Let's Go. And with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they had all that Suicune stuff that Crystal had. And Oras did have the Delta episode, which basically was the Rayquaza stuff. Just puffed up a bit. This highly hints that the Distortion World that was in Platinum will be in these remakes. Either as main part of the story, or maybe as an episode after the story, post-game stuff. We don't know that for sure which one. We will still have to wait and see. One fact about it is that we do get some NPCs from Platinum, like the Grassidea lady, which gives you the Grassidea flower, used to turn Shaman into the Skyform Shaman, which was exclusive to Platinum. Also, Masuda once said he wanted to have Origin form Giratina in Diamond and Pearl, which did not happen. It was put into Platinum then. But he wanted it to be in the original games, which is also a very good hint that the Distortion World will happen, as Masuda, while Game Freak not being part of it, is a big part of these remakes. He's basically the overseer of it. So, I think it very likely. Can we make Poffles and contests in multiplayer? Our last question might not be asked that much, but I wonder. There's actually nothing in the trailers that shows we can do that. We can, of course, trade and battle, as well as explore the underground with other players, but the contests and puffle making? In the originals, those were multiplayer things as well. You could do them single player, of course, but they did have a multiplayer function. We do see that you can make puffles with your Pokemon team instead of you yourself, but that does not really mean it is possible with other players as well. We don't know it, and we will have to wait and see for this one. Also, we do not know if trading between BDSP and Sword and Shield will be possible, but I think it highly likely due to the Union Room being so different to the way Sword and Shield does it. Also, the Pokemon that are in Sword and Shield, which are probably not in BDSP. Also, Pokemon Home not being there from the start, yeah, I really doubt that. So, those were our 5 questions regarding BDSP. Tell me in the comments below what you think about these. Also, Team C's reached a total of 11,829,593 pounds that were removed from the ocean. Trash, that is, not water, of course. And that is nice. But there's still more to go. We are counting on you. Help us. The planets need us. If you liked this video, why not give the like button a Poffle? Or the dislike button if you did not enjoy this video all that much. And maybe have a dance over to the subscribe button and the little bell. Ding! And check out my Twitter, Twitch and Instagram. Links are in the description below. Until next time, bye bye!